Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. So today I'm tackling this dress. It's a ready-to-wear dress that I bought a couple of years ago. I thought it was a bargain because it was in the sale, but it wasn't really a bargain because I've hardly worn it. But I am going to do something with it. I thought I'd take you along with me and let's just see what I can create from this lovely denim chambray dress. So hi, welcome back. So before I get going, yes, this is the dress in question. I got it from Primark a couple of years ago, before COVID, a couple of years ago in the sale. It was reduced to £5 on the sale rail. As you do, we've all done it. And I thought bargain. But really, when you think about it, it's only a bargain if you're going to wear it and get the use and the benefit of that bargain. And I've worn it maybe half a dozen times in 3 years, possibly. I really like it. I like the weight of the denim because it's like a lovely soft. It's a little bit heavier than chambray, I would say. I did say chambray, didn't I? But it's a little bit heavier than, it's a lovely, soft, lightweight denim. Nice bit of drape to it. I really like it. I like the colour. But what I don't like, I know what I don't like the V-neck. I just don't like V-necks. V-necks and me, I just don't like them. I just don't like that open area on my neck. You remember many videos ago, I'll try and find it, pop the card up to here, when I was still dabbling in changing patterns, right at the beginning of when I came back into my sewing journey, and I took the ruffle sleeve top by the Peppermint magazine, and it was a V-neck, and I made it, and I didn't like the V-neck, so then I made another one, and I made it into a round neck because I didn't like the V-neck. Yeah, so I don't know why I bought this as a V-neck. So what I want to do is, and I don't like the sleeves either, I don't like the way these, I hate sleeves where they've got that self-turn up thing because they never stay turned up, they always end up coming down. I'd rather it was a proper cuff on the sleeve. I don't like these. So what I'm thinking is, leave the dress as is, the bottom part of the dress as is, because it's a lovely length and I like the tier on it. I'm going to take the sleeves off, completely take the sleeves off, save the denim. And I'm going to take off this V-neck section. Obviously it's got a gather there, so it's going to release quite a bit of extra fabric, which is fine because I'll just put that back in. And I'm thinking of doing a lovely scoop, possibly like not quite square but long oval-ish, squoval. Then obviously it'll turn into a kind of pinafore. So that's the plan. So there's no pockets or anything in it and I'm not bothered about that. And I think I would wear it much more. I'll show you the back. You know, nothing really going on at the back. So I just thought, yeah, let's make it into a pinafore. So take the sleeves off, unpick all this, squoval it out, I suppose. I would love to maybe finish off the edge there with some kind of ruffle. Not sure, but that's the plan today. So let's just see where it goes. So first things first, unpick the sleeves. Yeah, I'll unpick the sleeves first, unpick the neckline, see what I've got, and then I'll draw, put it back on the mannequin and then draw on it and see what I fancy to make it into instead. So before we get going, what am I wearing today? I'm wearing the blouse, which is one of my sewing patterns made in this gorgeous viscose chalet that was kindly donated to me from Minerva Fabrics, called Bumble Cottage. I'll put the link to it in the box below because it's absolutely stunning and I do have a discount code for you. And you may notice that Mabel has slightly changed. Yes, she has been away and come back. She's a transformed woman. Yeah, she is now Mabel version 2. The red dotty one has gone off to a lovely home. So she's gone off somewhere else to another seamstress's home. And this is Mabel version 3. She is a proper dress form where I can literally pin all the way around and I want to start doing some draping. So that's my next, shall we say, next avenue, or well, next additional avenue on my dressmaking journey, shall we say. And if you want to follow along with all my draping, it will be exclusive to my Patreon subscribers. So please join me over there and you'll be able to follow me from day one on my draping journey. And I'll put in the box below if you want to subscribe and follow along with me. So stitch ripper out, let's do some unpicking. And there's Mabel in all her glory. Absolutely love her. Right, let's see what we can do. So we'll take off the sleeves. I'm going to save the denim from the sleeves. And I'll show you a little sketch that I have done, which is like an idea I've got in my mind. I'm not sure whether it'll work. Don't know whether you can see that. I've just drawn it in pencil. And this is my kind of version where obviously took the sleeves off and like a squavel neckline and add a little bit of denim ruffle, so I think you can kind of see. I am not an artist, but you know, you can be good at everything. We shall see about the neckline. So let's just get these sleeves taken off. Right, so before I cut that off, I'm going to put it back on the mannequin. I'm going to draw how I'd like it to look. So it looks better already without the sleeves. So there's not that much of a gather there anyway. And what I'll do is I'll just, whatever I take off on this side, I will mirror and take it off on that side. So I'm just going to work on one side. Accidentally snipped into that, so I will literally be stitching up to there. Hopefully I can rescue that kind of thing. I'll just draw it on just so you can see what it looks like. That's what I've got drawn. Obviously it's not equal, but just so we can see. And it's like a squavel. So we'll be taking all this off. Obviously I've got to leave some seam allowance, which is, I'm just going to leave that, and hopefully I'll be able to catch that in. I've accidentally snipped it to there. And I'm just going to omit the gather, so it's just going to make it a looser pinafore. If I can utilise these pieces, cut them in half, and then I've got, obviously pretend this is just one piece, and then I can attach it back on to here, if I join them together possibly, and maybe add a frill from the sleeves. I'm not sure yet, but at least this is what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to use this as my cutting line, and then whatever I take off, I'll probably cut in there as well, and whatever I take off on this side, I'll obviously mirror and take it off on that side, so hopefully they'll be the same. And then for the back, I've just literally drawn a fraction of a scoop out, and that will be my cutting line. That will be my cutting line, so it's going to be a fraction lower than that, which is fine. It's probably going to be where it's going to sit. We shall see. Right, well we've committed, so there's no going back now. Take it back off, and I'll cut off on the drawing lines, and I'll mirror what on the other side and cut them off too. better. Thought that wasn't right. So now I've got to mirror this, so I'm just going to flip it. So I'm just going to pin it on, and then I'll use it to cut around, and hopefully that'll be symmetrical. There we go. So that should be equal now, fingers crossed, on both sides. And next is cut the neckline out. Again, so I'm just going to repeat the same process. Okay, so now we've got the front, and hopefully that should look equal. Doesn't look too bad. Not bad, not bad. Right, so next up, I think I'll stay stitch, probably doesn't need it, but I'm going to stay stitch everything, and then nothing can get any bigger than what it is. So I'm just going to stay stitch on my machine. Okay, so stay stitching done, so that should hopefully keep everything from stretching out before I finish off the sleeves. So for the sleeves, I'm just going to bind the sleeves, but I'm going to reserve this fabric in case I do that frill. To do a frill around there, I'd need double. So there's one, I'd need two. Might just do it out of one sleeve, but I don't think there's enough to do binding, so I'm probably going to use some of my binding to bind it. And I think I've got some plain blue, so I'll probably just use that. Right, so I've got some plain blue, plenty of plain blue, so I'm just going to bias bind the sleeves. I think that'll be okay. Right, so bind the sleeves. So I've put the binding on the first part, and I've understitched it, and obviously I'm ready to turn it under and then do the top stitching, but I don't want to do it in white because it's going to look a little bit obvious, and the top stitching on here already obviously is well washed, well worn, and it's, who knows what the colour originally was, it's faded. It's only on the hem, so I'm just going to pick a blue denim colour off my rack and just top stitch in the blue, so it's not like doesn't stand out. I don't want it to stand out. So let's see what I've got. So that might be a good one. That's probably as near as I'm going to get. It's probably not a bad match, so we'll go with that. And so I've now got a little bit left to sew, and I'll just go back to the machine now and sew up that gap. That's how I like to do it. So I like to sew majority of my binding, leave a little gap, then because you don't know how much you're going to need, because obviously binding's like flexible and pliable, so you can obviously, if you stitch it in one go, you may not have enough or you may have too much. So I do it this way, and then I know how much I need, stitch it together, press that seam open, and then I'll just continue finishing off that seam, and then I'm ready to do some understitching and then finish off the armhole. So back to the machine and stitch that section. Right, 2 armholes done. Looks really good, really pleased with that. So now I've just got to tackle this neckline. So I'm going to have to give this a little bit of a press, and I'm obviously going to have to come right down. I'm going to have to, because obviously you've got that little nick that I did with my scissors. But it's not a problem, we will do that. So let's see. This is cut on the bias, I can see by the grain. So I could cut a bit more. Let's see. pinafore. Call it a pinafore now. I want the frill to be coming down rather than going up. Right. I'll hem this. I'll sew it into a circle. Because I think it's about right actually. It's about double. Yeah, it's about double, so that's fine. It's long enough, it's enough. So I'll sew it together there, overlock it, then hem the whole piece. Then I'll do 2 rows of gathering stitch and then pin it to the pinafore. I'm not sure whether I like that frill. I think I might just take it off and... Right, I'm not sure about that frill. I think it's a little bit too fussy. I like a frill, but you know, sometimes you go a little bit too much. So I think I just like that neckline on its own, just quite plain. I think I'll just bind it. I think I'll just bind it with this denim. I think that's what I'll do. Right, I've decided. I think the frill's a little bit too fussy, and when you have a frill like that on the neckline, when you put it on, you can't put the things on top either because it gets in the way. So I think nice plain denim look for this. So I'm going to use this for my binding and show some of the binding on the neckline. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Decision made. Really, I should try it on. Right, let's see what this looks like. Just give it a press. Obviously I've got joins in it, but that's okay. And actually, by sheer fluke, the joins are either side on equal, so that's sheer fluke. And we'll give it a press and I'll try it on. I mean, I haven't even tried it on yet. It could be really low, but it's not like I'm going to wear it with nothing underneath, so hopefully it's not too low. Ruffle, I like ruffles, you know, I like a ruffle, but I just thought it was a little bit too messy, too busy, and yeah, so that's going in the bin. I mean, I haven't even tried it on yet. It could be really low, but it's not like I'm going to wear it with nothing underneath, so hopefully it's not too low. So I'll just give it a quick press. So I think it's an improvement on the beforehand. So all I've got to do now is try it on. Hopefully it looks okay. At the end of the day, it's something I didn't really wear that much anyway, and I've just had a nice afternoon sewing. Hope you've enjoyed watching me along today. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and let me know what you think in the comments box below. And don't forget to check out this video for more of my sewing behind the scenes. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.